is the type of voice I can only do after I've woken up and have like a half a cup of coffee. It's a pretty cool voice, not gonna lie, but there is a specific condition that I have to fulfill in order to start talking in that voice. I especially like the I sounds, like not gonna lie. It's very good. It's a perfect level of grog and timbre, I suppose. Timber. Anyway, I need to have a look at the YouTube chat here and replace the link. Pew. Okay. Very good. Excellent. And then I've got my my YouTube my notification post here. Use up all of Discord's allowed text count. 96, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Perfect. Very nice indeed. So apparently we can make threads somehow. So I could potentially make all of my announcements into one. Nah, I probably shouldn't do that, actually. That's a bad idea. That right there, that's a bad idea. Okay. Well, yes, I am streaming a day late. That is what is happening right now. But hey, I'm still streaming. I am streaming. Thanks for watching. Hello, Sandra. Hello, let me get the Velasquez. Velasquez? Hello, Sandra Velasquez. 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 Bella. Belladonna. Very good. Okay, so what we are doing right now is I am finishing off my submission to the last parade thingo. Most important is the scene build and lighting. Well, I've done most of what I think I need to do with the scene build, but I do need to fix up this side to make it a little bit more scenic. And to do that, I'm going to go ahead and chuck another building just behind. Copy, pasty. Very good. Very good. I'm just gonna pop this over here so it's got something to look at. Oh no. Oh no. Let me just do that. Cool. Cool. Very cool. Alright, cool, so now they've got something to look at. I'm gonna go ahead and prettify this area here. Prettify, quote unquote. I'm gonna knock this table over. I'm gonna get rid of, not gonna get rid of them, but I'm going to just make it a little bit easier. Yeah, no, I wasn't streaming yesterday because Mum was playing SPS Chill on the TVs, and my brain was like, all right, time to not do anything. And I'm like, yep, that is what's going on. Cool. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and also move this salt shaker around. Do I have any like broken? I want to break one of these boyos. So hang on. Let me see what I have in broken. At the moment, I'm actually put kitchen counter over there, and then I'm going to put all of these into a group called outdoor. See, AJ, this is how you organize your scene. I'm gonna touch on these eventually. But AJ, learn how to organize your scene, for God's sake. No, I'm kidding. It's if that's how you work, if that is how you decide to do your thing, if you can live in filth, I am not going to judge you that harshly. At least, I'm going to judge you out loud, but it's not going to affect my feelings about you. Anyway. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and just crookedize this so you can see the that side a bit better. And then I'm going to go see if I've got a broken. So I'm just going to search broken. Broken. Cool. Ooh, I've got. Oh, I could put some trash on the ground. I've got some trash. Look, here's some trash. Go ahead and just chuck that over here in the corner. Cool. Now I'm gonna have a look at broken chair booth. See how that goes. Sandra, are you the only one here? Participants. Yeah, Sandra is. Welcome, Sandra. How has your day been so far? Based on that name, I can relatively ascertain that you're likely somewhere between 10 to 16 hours behind me, which means that you are likely. Is it 5 p.m. where you are? 4 or 5? And now she's gone. I see. I was interrogating her, then she left. That's all right. And now I can scream out to the void. Furniture. Refrigerator broken. No. Maybe I can fashion one together. Colchine. Colchine. Furniture couch. Because I'm imagining if I grab some kind of... Oh, actually, no. I think... Now, again, you can't see what I'm looking at, and that's by design. I think what I could do is if I grab, like, this little pillow boy here, I can possibly fashion together a broken booth. So I can... Actually, I'm going to keep that there. New model. I'm looking for wood. I know what I could do. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so, what's that floor that I like to use? I can't remember where it's from, but it's the... I think it's actually from, oh, what's that? Thunder Mountain. I think it's from Thunder Mountain. Tower Wood Bridge. That's the one. Cool. So Tower Wood Bridge is just, it's amazing because it's like 600 different pieces of broken wood. So if you ever want like a treasure trove of broken wood, that's where you look for. Tower Wood Bridge. I want to make an entire animation using the broken wood pieces here. Because look. If I grab all of them and then go to the graph editor and then... okay, that doesn't really help out much, does it? No. Okay. Everything except that one? Maybe. But yeah, you can see that like I've got like a whole host of different broken wood pieces here, which is very nifty. So what I can do is with this booth, I'm going to copy it and then paste it. Bring it all the way back up next to booth 5. Cool. And now what I'm going to do is this one here. I'm going to break and move up like this, and then booth 8, I'm going to do the same thing in the opposite direction. So now it looks like it's been impacted by something. Cool. And now what I could do, oh, we've got more participants. Oh. We have one other concurrent viewer. Hello. How is it rockin' and rollin'? Maybe is it trucking along? Is it truckin' and rollin', perhaps? Is it Roland Withers? AJ's Film Co. is playing Source Filmmaker. Pfft, what is he making? I bet another music video. Haha, ho ho ho. I like doing those like things that sound like they're designed like insults, but actually they're just like normal things. Like it's what actually is happening. It's like, yeah, what's he making? Another music video, I bet. Well, yeah. I'm working on the same music video. Alright. Alright, wood pieces. Come on in. Oh, I gotta get my music running. Specifically my brain music. Because my brain doesn't work without this music. Sign in. This is a music site, quote unquote, called brain.fm. Back in the long ago days, I bought an unlimited subscription for $150 US. And that was maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. And I do not regret my purchase whatsoever. I don't think they're offering the unlimited package anymore. They're only doing a month-by-month subscription, but they come highly recommended by moi. It's very good sounds. Very good sounds. Sounds to focus to. Hello, AZ Chip. How is it rockin' and Roland? Get it? Because Roland... Okay, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to be doing here. I'm just kind of putting wood in this place. Okay, so I don't think this pillow is actually going to be of use. So yes, I am streaming a day late, and that is because... Oh, rip, the only view you have is this front view where you can see the, I don't even know what I'm doing on this side. That's silly, Steve. Let's just all put it on the other side there. Alright, cool. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get booth 5. Where's booth 5? Where did I put it? Booth 5. East. It's the East Diner Prof. Yep. So I'm going to move that forward. Aha! There we go. Good stuff. So now, this static prop here, this broken pile, I can chuck. Oh, that looks so good! Okay, and now this static prop here, this table, I'm just gonna chuck it like that. Chuck it like it's hard. Cool. And now I'm gonna grab this part here. Oh, rip. Yeah, no, today is just a late stream. I was gonna stream yesterday, but Mum was playing SBS Chill on the TV, so my brain was just not starting. So that's why I'm doing a stream today. So that's okay. I broke my convention, and that's my bad. But that's okay. You have a good stream there, sir. What do you stream, by the way? Oh, and by the way, I stream on a Tuesday usually, but due to the time zone, it's Monday for you, so technically Monday was never a thing. I deserve that. And then I can grab this light here, this light fixture, and just chuck it like that. Chuck it like it's hot. Chuck it like it's hot. Chuck it like it's hot. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. You're the one that does the you're working on the derpy one, right? Is that the same you? Is that you, or is it a different you? Maybe it's a 3U, you. Yes, it is. Obviously, it's the same name. I'm a dingus. Yeah, that's right. I don't associate works with names, but that's fine. Yeah, Derpy's coming along very nicely. I do like it how you've made her like bite onto the tray of muffins, and like I really appreciate the detail in her eyes here. Like it's very nice. You're doing very well. Keep it up, sir. Keep it up. All right. I'm going to grab some more. Hang on, just let me lock and then lock that one to the world. Easy. So, oh yeah. Reduce that. Actually, that looks a hell of a lot better. Oh, alright. I just have to lock everything to the world. Oh fuck, I've lost my place. Ah shit, alright. Okay, so what I could do is I'm gonna spawn my favorite model. It's like every time I go to spawn this model in, I'm like, ah yes, it's my favorite model. But I reckon if you were to catch me like on the street and ask me what my favorite model was for SFM, I'd be like, how did you find me on the street? And what the hell are you talking about? But no, I'd probably like not have any idea what my favorite model would be. And then you'd be like, but Quillo, you say in your streams all the time that your favorite model is weapon_DRG ball. Weapon_DRG_ ball. And I'd be like, ah, you'd be right. But please leave me alone. So, yeah. There you go. Cool. I am definitely liking how this thing is turning out here. It's definitely got that element of randomness in it. Cool. just going to unlock these guys so that I can put them in the ground. Cool. And now I'm going to relock these guys so that I can do the thing. Cool. I should probably litter some broken wood pieces on the ground here. And I do like this broken pile model paste. Chuck it over here. Yo. Hello, Splash and Ulysses Guerrero. Need to pretend you get running like a stream like a responsible person. Hey, that's me. See you around, home dog. Hola. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? No puedo recordar la mayoría de mis clases en español. Clases españolas. Yo aprendí español por 3 años, pero no puedo recordar la mayoría de España, español. No sé España, no puedo recordar la mayoría de España. Hello again. Welcome back to another stream. Ha ha ha, or should I say, ja 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 ja. He's gonna trip over on some wood. I feel like I want to do another broken bench here. Cool. Hello again. Beep, 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 beep. I'm looking for a brick. Pardon me for a bit. Ah yes, Quillo's blowing nose stream. Very influential. Influential. Alright, what am I looking for? What am I looking for? Brick. Not a Minecraft brick, thank you very much. Ooh. Very nice. Let's have a look at what that looks like. Ah. I could move this guy out of the way now. Good. Very good. Okay. That's fine. I'm gonna put this, what is this, West Diner? Yep. Cool. I'm gonna call this wood root. Do not move. I'm going to unselect it and then, oh actually, rename. Tower wood bridge. Tower wood bridge, do not move. And I'm going to hide it. There we go. Cool. Okay. Ugh. Well, that's just scenic. I might actually change the floor a bit. Because I know that in AJ's version, you don't really see the floor that much. Oh, I've still got coffee left. The last shot of lukewarm coffee keeps me going. I regret that decision. What is AJ Film Code doing playing Source Filmmaker again? How dare he? Should I invite him to the voice chat? Fuck it. I'm just gonna pop into the stream chat. If any of you want to join me in voice chat, you're more than welcome to. That is if my RCT connects. Oh no, root. Oh, there we go. Cool. Wonderful. So if anyone wants to pop in to the server and have a chat, you're more than welcome to. I do have to, if you're new to the server, I do have to like let you in, so I might not do that right away. I'm sorry. Please don't hit me too much. Or maybe hit me more. You don't know me. Alright. Okay, cool. So, am I just going to throw a Minecraft brick in there? I don't really want to throw a Minecraft brick in there. But I will, mark my words. Okay, maybe not. Brick. Maybe... Okay, let's try actually, let's try pile again. Magazine piles. Hey, I could probably... Actually, yes, I'll use that. I'll use that somewhere. I could put it on the table. There we go. Add a bit more stuff to it. Cool. New model. I could use that one, actually. Ooh, look at the detail on that texture. Cool. Very good. Cool. Wonderful stuff. I'm gonna yell at him. Oi, AJ. Wanna pop into the stream? I'm calling you out on your project organization. And I'm gonna spell it with an S because screw you. All right. I gotta add some broken bottles in there. That's what I need to do. Bottle broken. Aye. Very good. That's bug poison. Oh, what the fuck? I thought this was an alcohol bottle. This is bug poison. Well, I'd die pretty quick. Okay, littering the floor with these broken bottles is probably going to take like 6 years, so maybe not. I am a lazy bastard. Hang on, let me just send a... Whee! Woohoo! Anyway. I was gonna litter the scene with broken bottles, but then I became overcome with the lazy. Is there? No. Okay. Hash. Y'all ever have some hash? Hash select. Oh, I could populate the kitchen counter. Hash. We've got wine at home. Hash. Oh no. Oh, okay. I thought SFM was gonna crash. That's okay. I can put this Hyrule bottle on the kitchen counter. I'm really a fan of that broken pile stuff. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna put my hash next to my Hyrule bottle. Very good. New model. I just realized that going through like a bar in Dystopia is probably one of the most sketchiest thing you could do. Not necessarily because, but you definitely have to wear good footwear. Not necessarily because like, oh, it's like, oh, the alcohol and stuff is that. No, I'm more talking about the fact that most bars that I've been to have glassware hanging up on the roof of the thing. And if that glassware gets knocked down, you're going to be walking through a whole bunch of broken glass. So you better be wearing shoes. Very important. Beer. It's good to see that I've got some beer. Having the tag suspiciously facing the camera. Very good. I'm bored now. Okay, so wine bottle. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the kitchen counter. Cool. Damn it, Sandra. Why are you just loading? Or does that mean my stream is buffering? No, it's not. Okay, cool. Don't you dare torment me in that way. And how is this track along? Yeah, it says it's going fine. And then if I look at my stream health, it says stream is healthy. Stream health is excellent. So I recently did a speed test on my internet. I did a couple speed tests on my internet. And I had recently went from a paltry 200 megabits a second up to a, you know, I could work with this 600 megabits a second. Yeah, that's kind of like, that's on the down low sort of thing. But for the upload, I went from a solitary 10 megabits a second up to like 40 megabits. Hang on, what is it now? But now that I'm streaming, so I'm happy with the internet situation is what I'm saying. My internet is great, but it could be better. Yeah, it's just a paltry 600 megabits a second now. Could be faster. Could be faster. Look at this. Like, ridiculousness. Though I am happy because I used to have to contend with, and I'm very thankful for my parents because this is their internet. So 40 megabits a second up, that's tenable. I'm coming from having to live with like 100 times slower than that. Barely 100 times slower. That's what I was coming from. The download on a good day would be 0.3, and an upload on a good day would be 0.14 megabits a second. So I'm coming from that sort of speed, and now I'm like I'm overflowing with bits. Hi, Summerstar, my friends. How is it rockin' and rollin'? OMG, hi. OMG, G. Oh my good game. Center table, chuck that on the center table. Put these. Okay, so where's my floor? It's not in walls, is it? No, it is. No, it's not. Oh, there it is. Cool. So I might change this floor with a different one, because I know that you don't see the floor in AJ's one. Well, that's good. Floor, wood floor, tower. I could like this. I could possibly do that. Wood. Waste bin wood. Oh, 1 second. Cancel. Save. Okay, now I'm gonna go looking for models. Wood. Because it might not be wood, it might just be ground. In fact, I'm gonna search floor. Because I'm pretty sure there's a type of floor that has a skin that I might be able to use. And that one might help me out a lot more. Ah yes, spiky rock things. Stalagmites. Or stalactite. Which one is the one that's coming from the roof? I'm pretty sure a stalagmite is from the roof and a stalactite is from the floor. Because a stalagmite is made by water carrying eroded rocks down a specific area. And the way that water collects, if you just imagine a flat roof, the way that water collects due to surface tension creates a little drop thing. And then when that water evaporates, it deposits the sediment either on the roof or it will drop down immediately to the floor. And then it does that over hundreds of thousands and hundreds of millions of years, and eventually you get, just by having water run down this sediment spike, you get more of a spike-like shape. But also, as the water runs down, it drops off the end to form a pile at the floor, which will eventually form a spike as well. So you have the stalagmites and the stalactites, or the stalactites and the stalagmites. I'm pretty sure the top one is the stalagmite. That eventually, like after hundreds and hundreds of thousands of millions of years, these stalagmites and stalactites will eventually form together, which is pretty cool, just based on depositing sediment. I could use this floor. Yeah, right. This floor is from the Blade Symphony pack. It's a little bit bright though. Allow me to set this to skin, a different skin. 2? Yeah, there we go. Cool. It's a little bit, but it's also a little bit clean. It's a little bit too clean. That's the other thing. Copy. Pasty. Oh, where did you go? Oh. Silly me. That's the wall for the roof. I should have known. Paste. Good. So it's a little bit too clean. I wonder, is there like a rotten floor? Going all the way back down. I would like to get my last parade submission done today, because that would just be phenomenal. If I could get it done today. Oh, what's this one? It's the diner. Yeah. Oh, that's the ceiling, is it? Floor ceiling panels. Very nice. It's good to hear that it is great. Ooh, that's some pretty good rotting wood. I could probably make a floor out of this. Some icky, gross, rotting wood. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Cool. I might also just increase the size of it so I can use less pieces. Very good. Alright, I'm going to get rid of the... Well, I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to group this one, and I'm going to call it floor. I'm going to group this one. I'm going to call it ceiling. Shit. Group it. Ceiling. Yep, I'm going to spell it wrong. It's going to be wrong. It's spelt wrong. Cool. What word, when spelt correctly, is incorrect? Delete that one. Or, conversely, what word, when spelled incorrectly, is correct? It's two different words, by the way. Okay, so if I... Yeah, that could be possible. The only thing I need to do is I need to alternate it so I don't get this Z fighting. So if you don't know what Z fighting is, that is when I've talked about it before, but in 3D animation and rendering systems, when two surfaces have the exact same quote-unquote Z value, which is... Oh, no, okay, so it's not always the Z value, but when two faces are exactly in the same position, can't exist in real life, but it can absolutely happen in animations. When it's in the exact same position, that causes the renderer to not know which face to actually render. And so when you have two models exactly on the same plane, it can have this sort of flickering effect. There's actually a free game made by Kitty Horror Show that demonstrates the uncanniness of this effect, which is really cool. Parents are in the background. A parent, I suppose. At least I have a parent. Alright, hang on. Cool, just gonna chuck these floor pieces together. You can sort of see it here. When you move the camera, since this has the exact same, since these two faces are on the exact same plane, the renderer doesn't know which one to show. So that's why you get this sort of nifty effect. I want to make an animation that puts this to good use. But at the moment, I don't want that. So just having a slight offset will cure that effect. So if you ever get that in your thing and you don't want it in your thing, that's how you cure it. You just make it sure that it's on 2 different levels. The effect will return when you zoom out, as the positions will get truncated. And you can see it's sort of happening again as I'm zooming out. When you're close, it's like this, but as you're far away, it looks closer and closer together. Same thing happens here. It ends up truncating, which is a fancy word for rounding. Rounding the positions down, which causes the Z fighting to happen again. And you can also see the exact same things happening with Quillo over here. Because as the mesh gets closer and closer together, the renderer doesn't actually know what part of it needs to be displaying. And so this is technically having all of the meshes collide onto the exact same face, even though they're clearly not on the same face. But yeah, so that's what Z fighting is. That's how it happens, and you can exaggerate the effect by zooming out. Anyway. Sorry, not zooming out, panning out. There's a difference. Cool. I am in the server if you wanted to join that, but if you'd prefer to I am in my server. I wonder. This, ooh. What are you laughing at?
Oh, a message from my friend.
Okay. You have friends.
I have a friend.
Yeah. Well, I need to call them up first, and I want to do a stream, so that's probably going to happen around 11. Well, I'm streaming now, and I'm probably gonna call them at 11. That's basically the way that things work, right? All right, so. Oh, icky. Oh, it's AJ. Wow, how did you get here? It's I was trying to make a funny reference to the fact that I asked you to come here, and I'm like, wow, what a surprise!
Oh, what a surprise! Yeah.
What a surprise!
How did I get here? I hacked into the system.
You hacked into it, indeed. Hacker man sunglasses.
So, I believe you're speaking of organization.
Yes. your horrendous organization of your. I'm complaining so much about how you've organized your file, even though you graciously provided it to me.
Are you talking about the Are you talking about the entire project file? Or are you talking about like the section, like the one that you're working on?
I'm more
The
more taking on about how yeah, the entire project file. How you have all your models just on without any hierarchy.
yeah, that's kind of what. I'll see. I don't know this. I think at the beginning of a project, I usually get really motivated and excited, and I start naming all my lights and my models, and I have everything like in a group and everything like that. And then after like 1 month, I just go, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore.
And you just start rushing, putting things on, and you just put it in and place it, and then move on to the next thing, as opposed to putting it in, place it, trying to figure out which category it goes into, and then naming it properly, and then because I know like likes 1 2 34. I love that tune.
Oh yeah, I think it has to do with workflow, because like for me, I really just kind of like I just find something and I get going, like I don't like, because I feel like if I sit and I start naming stuff, it kind of breaks the fluidity of the project. I mean, I guess that's just how I work, honestly. But it does come bite you back in the butt later, because you're like, dang, I have 150 lights. Which one's the one that's right and directly in front of them? I've come across that a few times. So
yeah, no. I like my brain shuts off if things aren't organized. Like the amount of time it takes for me to have to find the thing I'm looking for, it sort of causes mental wear on me, because I mean, I'm not a smart person to begin with, and then when you force me to have to look through a whole bunch of lists of names.
Yeah, believe me, normally I would because at the beginning of the project, I was so organized. Like I had everything all like together and stuff. And then once I started realizing, like, oh man, I got 2 minutes to animate and a set amount of time to do so. But then I also have to make sure that this person's working on this stuff, and this is correct, and all this. You just kind of start to lose track of everything. So. Greatest apologies on that.
No, that's like it is perfectly all right. Like I'm absolutely thrilled the fact that you actually provided this thing to me. So the only time I'm ever gonna complain is because of the meme.
Yeah, like, I knew giving you that project file, I was like, oh man, I know he's gonna be like, you're just gonna sit there and it's just gonna be like a large gasp, just like yeah, like. Big sigh. That's what I meant to say, is sigh, but like, oh man, the doozy. Bless your heart.
That belongs on the floor. Okay. Off. So, do you like what I'm doing to your scene build?
Yeah, I was actually gonna message on the comments, and I was gonna be like, man, bless whoever is the owner of that bar, because they really work, very very hard to get it looking very nice. And you just like
I'm gonna break this chair.
It's like everything's all over the place. Like,
my cabbages. I'm really jiving with this specific off-rubble pile model.
Yeah, it looks really nice. I'm looking at it right now. It's got like a good mixture of wood and rubble. And like dust. And then there's this one here, which is actually from a Left 4 Dead 2, I think. It's Left 4 Dead 2. Let's just have a look. Model. Debris brick. Yeah, it's a Left 4 Dead 2 model, and it looks really nice. You'll see it in a couple of seconds. Let's see if you haven't already. Oh, is that the one right there that has like the concrete? Yeah, the concrete and the brick and the steel all throughout it. That's actually... It's a really well detailed model. I love it so much. But actually, what's the name of that model? It's just called Debris Brick. Or Debris. Debris Brick. Debris. My name's Debris.
And yeah, it's just in the Left 4 Dead 2 model set, so it's good stuff. Cool. Now on to the dreaded part, which I'm not good at, lighting. Like,
That's
of all...
actually what I was about to ask.
Mm.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
all of the shit I'm giving you about organization, you've got some pretty superb lighting skills, not gonna lie.
I appreciate that, thank you. I used to have really bad lighting, and then I remember, big thanks to Uncriticalized and Wubby, because I was working on, what was that project? The Fallout Equestria one. Nocturnal Creatures.
Yep.
I showed them, I was like, hey guys, look at my lighting, and they're like,
It's shit.
they were like, they sat me down, they're like, alright, you've got heart, kid, but
You're a little confused, but you got the spirit.
sucks.
Yeah.
Right. And it, it took that to kind of make me realize, wow, you're right, it's pretty bad. And they're like, this is how, this is what we recommend to do it. And then once they kind of showed me tips and tricks and stuff like that, I just kind of like practiced a lot. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
But I will have to destroy all of the lights you put in the scene at the moment.
Night lighting has to probably be the easiest. I cannot do day lighting. Like,
Really?
Other people can make it look really good, and I'm like, dude, I can't, because the difference with night lighting is that you start out pitch black. Like
You start off pitch black and you add lights. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Exactly, and it's easier because you don't have to worry about lighting everything, because it's a night scene. You can have like certain floodlights, maybe some ambient lighting from some car headlights and stuff like that, so you can choose where your light sources are coming from, versus the sun just beaming on everything, and you're like, oh, it's not
I
like
can
Blender
appreciate
where
that.
Yeah, pop in one light in Blender and you light the entire scene with full shadows and everything. It's not like that in SFM.
Well, check this out. I'm gonna blow your fucking mind. Have you ever seen the 3 attenuation sliders? Constant, linear, and quadratic attenuation. Have you seen those ones?
Yeah, I think I have.
Have you used them?
I think I use. Hold on, I'm trying to like zoom in on the screen. I think I've used quadratic. I have not used linear or constant.
Well, I am becoming incredibly enamored with constant attenuation. Because like on a standard light, if you just put constant attenuation on it, you'll just flood everything, and it'll just be it'll just completely destroy your lighting essentially. But that's because constant attenuation is designed to be a value between 0 and 1. Basically, do you know what the attenuation actually affects?
I do not.
It's designed to affect the fall off. And so that means, the further away a light is, the less bright it gets, essentially. And if you can imagine a scale slider going from the base of the light, and you can see the graph going from maximum brightness down to nothing. Quadratic attenuation makes the light fall off as a quadratic equation, like a parabola. Linear attenuation means it just goes down as a linear function with distance. And then constant attenuation means it doesn't go down at all. So that means that the further you're away from the light will have the same amount of brightness, same amount of brightness on the model that you're looking at. So that's what that means. So that's what that means. So that means if you want to do base lighting, it's really handy to use the constant attenuation, because of the fact that you can put the base light wherever you want, and it will have the same amount of effect on the models that you're pointing at it. Yeah, which means that you're able to do pretty much the entire scene build using just the one light, really far away.
Well, rip.
Yeah, something that I've learned.
Before I already basically finished everything.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't. The Vars Zeta 10 also has a lot of that. That's the. So I just realized what that is.
Yeah, RZ, I use that all the time.
but like what it actually means, like what the words in Fazia 10 actually means. I think it's actually the if you think of the Z axis as the axis pointing directly ahead of where the light is facing at, Far Z just means like the actual amount of attenuation that happens on that Z axis. So a 10 actually means attenuation. And I don't actually know what attenuation means, but
Yeah, neither do I.
It probably means something like fall off, but it's different, I suppose.
Just a more smarter.
it's
word for it.
smarter. Work smarter, not smarter.
Exactly.
Yes, precisely. Anyway, so how has your day been going so far, sir?
Oh, very good actually.
Okay.
I slept most of the day.
Mum just handed me a Wikipedia page. Attenuation in physics. Attenuation, or in some context, extinction, is the gradual loss of flux intensity through a medium. For instance, dark glasses attenuate sunlight, lead attenuates X-rays, and water and air attenuate both light and sound at variable attenuation rates. So it's the amount of decay through a specific medium. So Fazia 10 means the amount of decay the light has off the Z-axis. And constant attenuation means the light doesn't go off at all, and quadratic attenuation. Yeah, so it's essentially as I described. I didn't actually know what the word attenuation meant up until Mum showed me a Wikipedia page.
You
Very.
lost me at the dictionary.
I didn't even say dictionary.
You did
did
physics,
earlier.
though.
No, I kind of.
I didn't do physics. No, they didn't teach physics at my school.
Really?
I'm the art student. Big sad. Yeah, I went to an art school. They taught film, which is always fun. I got to learn about triple point lighting. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so now that I've got the base lights in, now this is you mentioned Wubby Dubby and who else?
Is Matt or
Uncriticalized, that's the one, yeah. So they are the ones that taught you lighting. Well, I got my lighting skills from Red Ace. Mr. Red Ace of Spades. And I appreciate his help on my lighting. He's the one that helped me light the penthouse animation that I did. And he went over the incredible importance of base lighting. And that's what I've set up here. I've set up 6 points of base lighting. And you can see that this is the minimum amount of light that I'm going to have in the scene. Base lighting is very important because it determines how bright your shadows are.
Yeah, that's the light that you do like top, bottom, front, back, left, right.
That's correct.
Okay, yeah, that's a very important lighting setup before you even start any lighting. So that's
Yeah.
It's good that he taught you that.
Yes. And I did not do that before. I was just like, chuck some lights in there. So,
Actually,
base front, base, this is left. Yep, go ahead.
oh sorry, one a good friend, Layla Horizon, actually showed me a interesting lighting effect apparently that some people use that I wasn't even aware of. If you actually, it's not even in the lights, it's actually in the camera. I don't know if you know, if you right click on the camera and you go to show element viewer and I think camera, there should be something that says SSAO tint, and apparently you can change that to different colors.
Yep.
So if the shadows are too harsh, you can just make it like grayish white, and it actually makes them much lighter, which is good for like day scenes and specific types.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll also help a lot if you do like full out equestria things to have a muddy brown tint, so that it adds the scene a bit. But you can also use that as a means of making something stylized. If you, for example, go into the camera SSAO tint and make it something like white, and then if I just actually white I don't think works. Yeah, white turns it off. That's my bad. But you can make it so that it only renders the SSAO. So you can possibly, if I go to render settings and then just do AO show ambient occlusion, you can have a look at what the ambient occlusion actually is, That's what SSAO means, by the way. Screen space ambient occlusion. That's all of the dark spots that are next to models that are next to each other, essentially. And then the tint allows it to get a little bit fancier.
But that's why we also have things like having the bias and the strength and the whatnot go up and down. Oh no! Why is the bias and the tint being changed? Hang on a second.
I mean, we don't have to worry about all that. We can
Whoa!
just put one light and call it a day.
Yeah. But yeah, this was the screen space ambient occlusion was what Red Ace and I to an extent, but Red Ace more importantly called the the quote unquote the black dot aids. Because it makes, if you don't get it right, it makes your poster look like AIDS.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of posters where they don't focus a lot on the shadows. They just kind of drop one light, like I mentioned, and call it a day. Shadows are very important, and people overlook that.
Shadows are incredibly important, because without shadows, there would be no light.
Exactly.
And then you got outline and ambient occlusion. Let's have a look at that. Doesn't change anything. I see. Very good. Ooh, yeah. So if you want to make, yeah, have a look at that. Ooh, that's cool. So I've got a red outline on everything, and if I just copy the camera settings across, look at that.
That's actually really neat. I was gonna ask, what kind of lighting do you plan on going for?
I'm going for daytime, and there's going to be light streaming through the. It's going to be like sunset. There's going to be light streaming through this side here, so allow me to just attempt to get that in there.
Oh, through that hole right there.
Very nice. And I'm actually going to make the tint be more of an orange, so you can see.
Oh, it's gonna be kind of like a midday, evening-ish orange.
Well, it's definitely going to be sunset, primarily because of the fact that you know, the sun has to be low in order to beam through the corners here, like I'm expecting it to. So that is one thing.
Oh no, why is the screen space ambient occlusion not coming back?
AO only. There we go.
Why is it not turning back to being the color that I want it to be?
Oh, that's why. It's broken. Very good. Okay, now I fixed it. Cool. Alright. I'm going to play around with those settings last. Cool. New light. Light 36. That's my jam.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. And I'm going to go ahead and put some more constant attenuation on that. And make the intensity, because like Argodamon, his lighting tutorial for daytime scenes, which is fantastic. I'm fairly certain you've seen it already, haven't you? Have you?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one where he was, I think he was animating one of his Rathalos scenes, or one of his early ones. The one with Fluttershy is petting the dragon
and then
one.
the dragon, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I remember that, yeah.
He is like, okay, so to make a sunlight, you have to bring it really far away. Put the intensity up to like 10,000, and the Fazia 10 up to 100,000. And I'm just like, use constant attenuation, and it makes it better. But I do have to increase the max distance, and then increase the max distance. So max distance is pretty much the and far. Okay, never mind. I was like, oh, you could use it all with a constant attenuation. Actually, no, you need to use Fazia 10. Don't worry. Cool. So this sunlight is going to be, so you can see, ooh, that's very nice lighting there. So this sun is going to be low. It's going to have a lot of volumetric intensity.
Ooh.
And it's going to have a small filter size. Small. And then, of course, shadow at 10 is going to be 0. Cool. And then, I need to turn on volumetrics. Enable volumetrics. There we go. Cool. So one thing that's very important about lights and shadows in SFM, which I'm sure you know, but I'm saying this as a thing for the stream mostly, is that if you have a wide field of view, the shadow quality gets crappier. So if you have a small field of view, the shadow quality is actually a lot better. So, food for thought.
Oh yeah, because it's trying to shadow everything within the box. But if you know, yeah, because it's very wide and far back versus like zoomed in and focused. That makes sense.
Yeah. Oh look, it's a pixie. Not a Nixie, a pixie. And she says, yo, 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 it's been raining all day here. How goes it? I don't know why that was a Boston accent. Yo, 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 it's been raining all day. How goes it?
I'm walking here.
What's a good... Okay, Mr. Fallout Equestria man. What's a good coloring to have for your lights for the typical Fallout Equestria scenes? So I'm thinking it's going to need to be a little bit more grey. So let me just put that one up. No.
Never actually read any of the books.
Damn it, you.
Yeah.
That's right, I've never read any of the books either.
Yeah, I haven't. It's funny because I've never read the books, but I made 2 animations. But I fortunately had a good friend help me make sure that it was
Canon.
accurate and lore friendly.
Yeah.
But normally, I think for Fallout, I always do night scenes. But for the day, I usually have it be like a orangey, like gloomy style. Like not too orange, but also not too white, because like white light usually signifies it's like 12 p.m. to like straight where the sun is like above everything. So.
Yeah, so I'm
like,
thinking less blue and
yeah, definitely no blue for sure during the day.
Red is pretty maximum. But more green? That's just yellow. See, it's hard for me to find that balance between blue, green. So if I have no blue and just have
I usually what I do, it's a little difficult because I'm sure there's a stream delay, but like for the green, I usually put it like 25%, and in blue, I usually put maybe 20%. That's usually how I get my oranges, like a nice light orange.
Oh, hang on. Oopsie daisy. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this to 0.2. And then you said, what was the green, sorry? 0.
Well, it's hard to tell, just because I'm rendering in SFM right now, so I can't actually like pull it up.
Yeah, fair.
But looking through the thing, if you, the medium mark, it starts from the right and it goes to the left. Do not pass the halfway point. But like for green, I would say maybe like 20%, like 20% of the thing, and in blue is like 15. But it's hard for me to really see because
No, that looks pretty damn good. Even just from your difficult to see. No, that's really nice.
Yeah,
One thing. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's usually the once it comes up, that's usually the color that I use for fire.
Oh yeah. Okay, no, that makes sense.
I think I'm still buffering. So,
Brain's still
okay.
buffering. That's fine. Whoa.
That's actually kind of interesting. I think you have your blue maxed or very close, and then your green is like halfway, but that still actually looks.
Well, my red is maxed. My blue is at 15%, as you had said, and then my my green is like just over halfway, so about 60%, I think. So that looks really nice. Okay, but I do want to increase the volumetric intensity, but I feel like, yeah, that's good. And then I feel like when the camera's in this area, I'm going to reduce the volumetric intensity so it doesn't flood out the scene a bit. Maybe. Okay. And now what I need to do, because previously what I would do is I'd light based off of the camera. And you can see that in my Slender workflow, how I make the camera from the light first and then light everything around it. And that was an okay lighting structure, but now I'm doing more of a global lighting technique, which actually brings that a little bit. Ooh, sorry, I'm really jiving with the sun rays. My brain just collapsed and I'm like, ooh, pretty sun rays. Alright, so I'm actually going to color the rest of the scene. Pew! There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. So, I'm actually going to grab all of the red, green, and blue. Something I can't understate to my 4 viewers. When it comes to modifying things like lighting and things like, positions and whatnot, it's can't be understated the power of the motion editor and the procedural flexes over here. Like, I want to make the scene just a little bit more white all around. Typically, someone would have to okay, I'm going to increase that, but that's going to make it really inaccurate. What you should do is just select everything and use the 1 slider, and then everything will become a little bit more white overall. So you can see maximum, they're all just white, and then going down is the previous. So here we go. I'm going to put it about here. I'm actually really jiving with this lighting what I've got right now. I thought this was going to be like a pain to light because I'm always going to notice something, but I'm like, nah, I'm actually really jiving with this.
Probably the most difficult part, I would have to say. Even though I hate animating, I would honestly rather animate like a basic animation than light, especially for the daylight. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate that. I'm gonna playhead that. It's gonna use your SSAO settings. Actually, what I want to do is I want to bleed in from your SSAO settings to my SSAO settings. So I do like having more of a bias and a bit more of a strength, and then less radius. There's a certain... Huh? You did...
The SSAO, I just leave it as it is.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
So,
I mean, I know you can adjust them, but I just always forget.
Yeah, that's alright. It's also handy to, once you have an SS... Because, like, the SSAO itself is kind of bad, so the less you have of it, the better. But for me, I do like having my intense... Oh, why am I using the fucking work camera? I need to use this... So I do personally like having like less radius, and then sort of like more bias and then more strength. But yeah, that just controls the intensity of the aids, the rendering aids.
One thing I did notice too, and I remember discussing with this a few people, was how you have your workspace. You actually have your workspace exactly like mine, except your animation set editor is on the left, mine's on the right.
What are you, some kind of cretin?
I don't know, I'm right-handed, so like everything being on the right is just super easy to
That makes sense, that makes sense.
But the thing is, you have the 2 screens split in the middle, and everyone always has one at the bottom, and then the big camera in the middle. So I'm like, I can't do that. I can't look bottom left and middle all the time.
Yeah, I think like that type of layout is more suited to when you want a big screen to work with. But to me, I like and a little reference thing to what it will finally look like. But to me, I can't, like, I need to see both of them at the same time, which is why I have the 2 big screens here. So no, I appreciate what you're saying as well. So I guess you're not as much of a cretin. Yeah, I have to have some respect for that. The only thing that I like to do is make sure, like, the ratios of the size of my screen is very important. Because, like, if I see these black bars, I'm like, nah, that's not me. So I have to make sure that the ratio between the size of the things and then the size of the left and bottom things are in harmony. Otherwise, my brain dies. It's all about my brain dying these days. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I view when it comes to having it like very proportional. I think for me,
Ah, yes. This
go
is
back and forth.
this is perfect. Let's try it. Hang on. You'll see it in a bit. Witness my perfection. Oh,
yeah.
good lord, where am
That
I?
is perfect. Yeah.
Yep,
that's
there we go.
perfect.
This is perfect. This is the only.
Gosh. If I see anyone with that workspace, I will fly to your house and uninstall SFM. Never.
Never
That's
again.
crazy. I mean, if you can manage to actually work like that, I would actually. That's pretty impressive, but it's cursed at the same time. So.
It's impressive, but cursed. Okay, so now all I need to do is add rim lightings in, because everyone knows that the elite SFM community goes absolutely nuts over rim lighting.
Yeah, rim lighting is important. I used to not like it because I would go more for a natural look, but then I was just like, you know what, rim lights don't have to make sense, so
No. Rim lights do not need to make sense.
you just need to look good. That's
They
all.
just need to look good. The only thing I'm not a fan of is when, like, for example, you can see on this rim light, it looks pretty good on his hair and his back, but it's also lighting up his cheek on the inside. I'm like, that's not good.
Oh, yeah. You have
So
to
I
enable,
might
like,
just enable shadows on this one. Oopsie daisy. Enable shadows on this one specifically.
What? No, damn it.
Cool.
Actually, put together the progress
Mm.
video right now.
Good news.
Yeah, quite a bit.
So that is something I wanted to have a quick real talk with you. What's going to be the transition between your and my submission? Are you going to animate a card going across, or like what's going to happen with that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do, that'll be one of the last things I do. So, I'm going to go back to my scene build for that, because it's already lit and everything like that.
Uh-huh.
I'll animate the card, but then I'll green screen the background so that it looks natural, and then during the transition, I'll place it evenly so that my video ends and yours starts.
Mm-hmm.
And do that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Because I might be able to. Because that is something that we'd probably have to like. Okay, maybe I'm thinking too complex about this. Because it could just be a simple thing, but like if I could grab, I'm wondering if you animate the card and then give me that animation so I can put it at the start of my animation, then we wouldn't have to worry about any sort of
Oh, like green screening and stuff, yeah.
yeah, less green screen thing, because I mean I have always have negative experiences with green screening. Not sure about your green screening skills. It could be fantastic. So that's just something that's gonna have to be.
Well, I think doing it the way that you mentioned probably wouldn't be that hard, to be honest. You're probably just gonna have to, because the thing about mine is I can animate mine going from left to right because the camera doesn't move anywhere.
Yeah.
But for you, your camera moves from that spot and turns in a direction, so you may have to like adjust the animation cutoff part.
Not really.
Move it like under.
Because what I could do is as soon as it, I have the exact same model that you have, and then it's doing the animation. And the thing that I made sure to do was I've got the exact same camera movement that you have at the beginning of my animation. So you can see as I'm, it's going to be a bit delayed, but as I'm going through this, you can see that it has that sort of drawing back motion, and it's the exact same camera motion that you have, just extended a little bit, and then it freezes, and then it moves. So what I could do is that once you've done the card going across the screen animation, as soon as it goes out of the screen on my end, I'm just going to make it disappear. and it's only going to be for like the half a second or whatever, and then I'm just going to destroy it, essentially. Flick it down into the end world.
Yeah, the very cut off part on your end, you're gonna have to like animate it going like down or somewhere off camera so that you don't see it just like floating.
Yeah, easy.
Nice.
Oh, also, do you like my dirty cards? Hang on. Look at that. They're all grimy. How cool's that?
I think it's on my screen. You're still like looking for the card.
That's all right. Shut up. Took me a while. Okay. Jeez.
Oh. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a nice touch.
Cause like,
look crusted.
yeah, they look crusted and burnt and killed. Yeah, I got that from a texture on DeviantArt that I needed to have written down because I probably should reference it because it's a really cool texture. And all I did was I put it on top of the texture and then just multiplied it so that it made it dirty and then kept the colors and everything the same. Anyway, so I'm gonna grab this card. I'm going to get the skin and put it onto the Ace of Spades. So that's frustrating. The cards only go from clubs and diamonds. Okay, well I'm just going to use the club then. Okay, so if I...
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
Or maybe it's a different set.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's Maybelline.
I was about to say, like, how are you going to make a cards model and not have all the cards?
The only thing, all right, so I just thought of this. One of the things that's probably going to make this difficult is this. You're going to see it in a little bit, but if we keep the aperture where it is, the card as it goes in front of the screen is going to be very blurry indeed.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think the motion blur is going to make it blurry enough because I mean really all we need is it's just a transition. So
yeah,
but I mean even though my card's white and this one's kind of like got that little tannish orange, it shouldn't be too big of an issue because it's gonna be so fast that people are just they're gonna be probably blinking at this time.
Yeah, and if it one thing that if you've seen the little, yeah, of course I quoted you and then you went wow on it, the little work in progress I did, the wipe test. Something that I noticed about your cut is that your cinematic bars aren't true black. But my cinematic bars were, and that's not really a big deal. But I slowly faded in between the two.
And they're not true black.
Yeah. They're slightly, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the rendering thing, but it's not true black. And so yeah, that's just what that is.
It might be because I'm in After Effects right now, and I just opened up the letterbox, and it's 0 all across the board.
Oh, interesting.
So it may be a rendering. Well, because I'm rendering H.264, but like it's in 720p, so it's probably not.
Yeah, that's fair. Quality. Yeah, and that's fair, and it's probably crushing it a little bit. But again, that's not going to be a big problem because we're going to render everything without bars, and you're just going to put the one thing on the top and render everything, right? Yeah. So that's not a big deal. I realize that's me being a dingus.
Oh no, it's all good. No, believe me, I think the thing that sucks too is that once you upload it to YouTube,
it's gonna crush it further. Yeah.
It's gonna yeah. Like I remember, I think I rendered what project was it? Some Nights, and it was in dark. Like but when I rendered it, it looked like really clean. Like you could see the edges. Everything was like gradient fade. Like everything looked beautiful. And then when I watched it on YouTube, I was like, why are there so many like splotches? Like you know what I'm talking about? Like
yeah, yep.
See?
The banding.
Like, yeah, and I was like, the video file was 2.4 gigs, so I know this is at the highest quality possible. So why? And then I was like, oh yeah, YouTube does a really bad job at compressing certain codecs. So I'm gonna make sure I put the right codec so that everyone's project looks really crispy.
Crispy.
Yeah.
Why does SFM do that? SFM, why?
Does it crash?
No, it when I rotate in the Y direction, it decides to rotate in every other one as well. SFMY.
Yeah,
Just delete those.
I don't like anything rotation, like especially if you've ever rotated tires. It like rotates forward and then it starts rotating backwards. I don't know why it does that. Oh yeah.
Why do you do this?
Okay, I think I know what I need to do. I'm a dingus. That's what. So instead of rotating the root transform, I need to go big brain mode and rotate the card.
That transform tool is a big hit or miss.
I guess they never miss, huh?
Yeah, I was like, ah, I just said that. I really.
There we go. And then as soon as this happens, I'm just gonna get the motion editor, and then I'm just gonna disappear this. This siege is a cover to vanish you.
And then it turns very nice.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I keep forgetting about shadows and lighting, is that they reveal things that are off camera. And that doesn't exactly sound like a big revelation, like, oh, obviously shadows are from things off camera and you can reveal it. But like when you've got something like my OC standing here at the beginning, and then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna translate a bit. And then it actually, you can see it, the shadow moving. And I'm like, God damn it. Yeah, you'll see it in a bit. So where's Quillo? Quillo Madar N1. I was playing Call of Duty recently and someone actually called me Quillo, and I'm like, wow, that's a blast from the past.
They did what? I'm sorry.
They called me Quillo, and I'm like, wow, that's a blast from the past.
Oh, is that like what your name used to be before?
Yeah, that's what I used to pronounce it as. Quillo, because it made my Spanish teacher happy.
Oh. Yeah.
And then I was like, well, that's stupid. Is it 90F where you are? No, it's very chilly. Let's have a look. Temperature. It is 21 degrees, which is 70, and that's very chilly.
That's a blessing.
That's chilly. It's too cold. Nah, if it's above 20 degrees Celsius, so yeah, if it's around 70, I'm fine, to be honest. But if it's below 20, so if it's below 70, I'm having a hard day. As in, a very hard day, as in it's so cold that my nipples are frozen over. Alright, cool. So, this light, where's this? Light here. So, if I now move this rim light so that it's on the left side of Quillo, I really jive with that. But I need to make it obviously less intense. Okay, so I'm gonna turn it from a rim light to a floodlight, so I might just have to... Ooh, very nice. And of course, I'm gonna have to lower the intensity as well. Cool. Because there's a lot to be said about lighting and contrast.
That is true.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about lighting and contrast, but there's a lot to be said.
Yeah, lighting's think lighting and sound are the two most important things to tell a story.
Yeah.
In any composition.
And that's something that I had learned that I thought was very important. That like good sound can't save bad visuals, but bad sound would ruin good visuals.
Exactly. Having both is perfect.
Yes.
Oh,
Having both
you could
is
have
the dream.
the worst story, but you could have the best visuals and the best sound, and you can still enjoy it.
But then you could also have the worst story, the worst visuals, and the worst sound, and you can and people still get like you still get hundreds of thousands of views and plus.
That's the that's the sad part of our society is that I think YouTube used to be like, dude, people back then used to try really hard and upload really good quality content, and that's what like Freddie W. I don't know if you know who Freddie W is.
Freddie Wong, yeah.
Oh yeah, Freddie Wong. Yeah, he made amazing stuff, and he still does. I'm sure. I haven't seen him in a bit, but now you have people who like upload daily, like TikTok dances, and really questionable animations and stuff, and you're just like, over here working my butt off, and then you get someone who does something they made in like 30 seconds, and it's like 100,000 views. It's like, all right.
Yeah, and there's always that tricky balance. I've mentioned this before, and I like to call it the horny. Because you can either put a lot of effort into something, or you could just put boobs on the screen and get millions of views. Now, there's a big difference, right? I will just say there is a big difference between horny and horny. Because there's bad horny, and then there's good horny. Because the bad horny are the ones where it's like, I don't know, you just get an animation cycle, put it onto an anthro model, have the boobs bouncing, and then boom, you get 100,000 views. 100,000 million views and $6 million on AdSense. But then you actually put effort into it, and then you get some people like Telepert who makes really good animations that just happen to feature very buxom babes. And you get the good animation and also the horny. But like, and then you could go even a level further and combine the horny with shit posting, and that's like the best thing.
Oh man, yeah. Funny. But yeah, that's how it is. Like, especially nowadays, like that's basically what sells. I mean, you do that, and you like you said, make $1 million in AdSense. But I think the thing about that is like that's definitely something you can't show. I mean, you can, but then they're gonna judge you for it.
Yeah.
Show your friends and family. Because
Yeah.
I'd rather have work that I can actually show people and be like, hey, this is something that I did.
Yeah.
Versus something that makes you money, and it's like, oh, hey, what do you do? I do YouTube. It's like, oh, what's your channel? Actually, did I say YouTube?
Did I say YouTube? I meant nothing.
Nothing. I don't have.
I don't
And
have
they
anything.
find it and they look at you,
And they're like, how dare you, despicable human being.
don't even look at me. It's like,
Don't look at me.
yeah, that's how it be.
It'd really be how like that would it do.
What it do.
Okay, time to use some constant attenuation here. Cool. Oh. And then I gotta grab some max distance, just chuck everything in the scene. And I'm gonna bring this up a bit. And this is my camera-based floodlight. And then I'm just gonna zero it down. In fact, do I even really need this? Yeah, I can see how I'd need it.
Right, almost done with the progress. kind of glad that I pushed it a little bit because I forgot that I was like, oh man, I don't have much left to do, and then I realized that I did that thing where I was like adding OCs in the background. I was like, oh.
Oh no.
I forgot about that.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, I need more time. And then the rendering. Oof, I know that's gonna be like 9 days worth.
Actually, I'm gonna get rid of this light in the center. I'm just gonna delete it because I don't like those lights. Well, I do like the lights, but they okay, these are the West Diner props. The lights themselves, they're very nice, but I hate them. I just don't like the fact that the cable doesn't move. So what I'll do is, actually, yeah, I'm gonna move it in such a way that the cable can't be seen.
Oh, I am missing someone. Where?
And then what I will do is this. I feel like actually no. I think what you're saying with the green screened card will actually be a lot better. Primarily because if we have the because it's not necessarily motion blur. It's the depth of field. That's what's causing it to be very blurry, because when you see in a few moments, if you look at my stream, you can see it in a few moments that my I turn it to the timeline view and you can see the blurriness of the card there, and that's just due to the aperture and the focal distance and whatnot. And I feel like that's actually what's going to cause the biggest issue. So I think the green screen version of the card is probably going to actually be the better one.
Yeah, there's two options for that could work. Well, yeah, I was gonna say. No, you're right. The green screen. Because I was gonna say you could copy like the project file, and on the second project file have a green screen, but then change the aperture to be closer to the card, and then just green screen the card. And at that point, you might as well just have a separate file.
Yeah.
Green screen the card, and then just call it
Yeah,
a day.
call it a day. Yeah, I think that's probably the better one. Have a different video file for the card, and just have that over the top. So, I think my lighting looks pretty good, but my problem is, right? My issue is my thing that's probably going to cause my death now. I think my lighting looks pretty good. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lights.
That's crazy. You managed to get that scene with 9 lights. That's actually really good.
Although I think I need to make the up a little bit less intense. It's not changing anything. Oh, that's going down. Sorry, I meant the. Okay, I should probably call this one above, not up. Below. There's this funny clip of a comedian as he's talking about things. Either a comedian or an actor, I can't remember exactly. But he'd said that as he was going to this audition, he arrived with someone else, and it was the two people in this story were actually cast for the same film. But as he arrived to the audition, he didn't bring anything with him. And then the other guy that came to the same audition with him brought all of these props and things. And so the person telling the story is looking at the guy with all the props going like, oh god, he brought all these props. He's a lot more prepared than I am. And then the other guy that brought the props is just like, oh god, he doesn't have any props. Jeez, I wonder how... Does he need them? He probably doesn't need them. Did I bring too many props? And it's kind of like, I feel like that's a similar thing happening here. It's like, I've got 9 lights in my scene. Wow, there's not... I need to like... I don't have the multiple light mojo. And you're just like, wow, he's got 9 lights. Did I use too many lights?
Is it too many?
And then the truth is, use the amount of lights that you need.
Yeah, I think that's the ultimate one. Cause like, I mean, you could,
Ooh.
if you wanted to, like that lamp that's there could still be connected to electricity.
Uh-huh.
You could have it like.
I
lit
had
up.
just thought of that. Literally in my brain, I was like, oh, I should make one of those lights be on.
Yeah, like have it like flickering or just maybe just like.
I'm gonna have it flickering, yeah. Where's old light? There we go. So now I have to figure out which one of those lights is the one.
Oh yeah.
Hey, bro, maybe I should just have all lights on it. All right, cool. So, nope,
Wait, are
nope,
those my
nope,
lights?
nope. Yeah, those are your lights.
Oh God, bless your heart. I'm
Nope,
so
nope. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Got it.
Could I think if you hold like Control or Alt, I think it shows all the little purple dots and it tells you which.
Well,
light.
yeah, but it only I can. Okay, so hang on. I need to have everything selected, yeah, and then I've got this light here, which is light 8. What I like to do is I just like to have everything activated and then just individually turn off the visibility for each one until the one I'm looking at turns off. So that's that, and then this is the one.
May have a problem because there's two lights actually. There's a regular light and there's an ambient occlusion light.
Fuck.
Yeah, I usually do 2 for those because then one of them lights the table naturally, and then the other one is just for that volumetric style. I think there's 2. There should be 2.
Well, it looks like there is, yeah, because that's probably adding more light to the scene. But I think I might need to. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yep. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one you're talking about. Cool.
Actually, I think I might have 3 because there's
Son of
2
a bitch.
facing down and 1 facing up. Because if you think about it, there's nothing lighting the surrounding top dome. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But what I might do, I'm gonna steal these 2 lights, and I'm actually gonna name it ceiling light down.
Yeah, what you're doing right now is generally what I do to figure out what light goes where. I know it takes a lot of time, but that's just like my workflow.
Son of a bitch.
Drag this.
and then I'm gonna hit right click and press group selected DAGs.
Yeah. Though is, I think so. When I work on a project, especially if I already have the storyboard down, I work on pieces that are easier first, and then I go to the most difficult parts. And you happen to have gotten to the difficult part, which is the part where I gave up on naming stuff. So
yeah, that's fine.
Everything else is named.
And you're right. I do need to have that third one that actually lights up the inside of the
Light, yeah.
the inside of the light. But I might just copy one of the other ones and just put that in.
Yeah, just flip it over. Yeah.
Just do
sure
a cheeky flip there, mate. Let's just do a cheeky flip. I'm gonna call this dome light. Dome. Did you watch the Simpsons movie?
I believe I did. That came out a long time ago, didn't it?
Yeah. Very long
I did
time ago.
watch
I really appreciated it. I thought it was a fun film.
Yeah, I mean, back then, The Simpsons used to be really great. They made a lot of iconic episodes, and, you know, the movie, I think I saw it in theaters. It came out maybe, like, what, 2004 to 2006. Let me actually find that out. The Simpsons movie.
Like, considering the fact that it was, like, a very long time ago, it looks really nice.
Yeah, 2007, July 27th. Actually, it came out today.
Really?
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Pretty ironic. July 27th.
Well,
I think it's the 28th for you.
Yeah, it's the 28th for me right now, but, I mean, technically speaking, if it came out on the 27th in America, then it came out on the 28th in Australia. That's awesome!
Yeah, and then I think it was, that was the same one that had the Spider Pig song, which, like, everyone went crazy over. That's actually pretty ironic how we talked about it, and it came out today.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday, The Simpsons.
Happy birthday, The Simpsons movie. So, you know what I'm gonna do right now? I'm gonna make this guy flicker.
Oh, you gotta turn off, like, all 3 lights.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm actually doing this right though.
I think you have it flicker like as soon as the card goes up, so you can't even see. It's like up.
Well, it's covering everything, but that's okay. I mean, it's flickering perfectly when you can't see it.
Yeah, you just can't see it. That's the thing.
This sign is in Spanish when you can't see it. I speak perfect Spanish when you can't hear me. And this ceiling light, I need to make the min distance a little bit less. Not the min distance, okay. So I need to bring it up actually. Oop, bring it up a bit.
Oh, you're talking about the volumetric?
Yeah, the volumetric one.
Because it's kind of like...
It's hovering underneath the light, yeah.
Hovering.
Cool. I'm bring the
I
intensity.
actually need to check if that's the case on mine.
Yeah. I don't think it...
You copied it.
I did move this light. I did accidentally move it and then move it back. So it's likely your one's fine, but check it anyway, because it doesn't hurt to check it again.
Yeah.
I will have to... I might have to steal your lighting using the 3 lights for any sort of thing like this, because this ambient looks really nice. Like just having this one light on, like that looks really cool.
It does.
So I might have to steal that. So thanks for that.
Copyright note.
What I might do.
Alright, let me render this, then we'll go to the restroom.
Whoops.
I actually need to organize my computer. It's just stuff everywhere.
And then I might actually grab this side here and just make it less bright in general.
You could go above and beyond if you want to and have the light like swinging, but I think that model doesn't actually bend the cable, so it wouldn't really look right.
No, it would. Pendulums don't swing with bent wires. It has a straight wire. So.
Oh, you're right. I don't know why I was thinking. Well, technically, like if you throw it at first, yeah, it would probably bend.
It'd bend only if it has additional transformation vectors, but no, a pendulum would swing with a straight cable. So I think that actually would look really cool. So I'm gonna grab the.
You're gonna lock them too.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock them. Yeah, why not? Allow me to grab. Let's see, where is it? Is it? It's not in the ceiling. I should probably put them in ceiling though. It's in east. No, it's in west. West diner props, light fixtures. I might actually put. Nah, it's fine. Cool. So this one is number 2. Oh, by the way, do you, Mr. AJ, know about Brain.fm? Do you know about Brain FM?
Brain.fm?
Brain.fm.
That sounds kind of familiar, but I can't say.
I've likely raved about it before.
Is it like a podcast?
It's not. It's an online music ambience creator.
Yeah, I think I remember you talking about that. You said that it like creates ambient sounds and stuff like that.
sort of. It's a specific type of music that is like it's. I think it's a placebo, but what it does is that it has the sort of sinusoidal waves that quote unquote match your brain waves, quote unquote. That is designed to increase focus and whatnot. I feel like it's all placebo, but it does work. I think it does pretty good.
I mean, yeah, I can see why you mean like placebo, because that means fake, right? Or like
not necessarily. It's not fake.
Like illusion.
Not an illusion. It's when you believe that it works, that it will. That's what placebo is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it's like. I know it has to do with something with like faking or like pretending, something like that. Like you believe that it works, so it must. Like that, yeah.
Or your brain fills in the gaps. That's what placebo really means.
Yeah.
Or not necessarily what it means, but what the whole field of study is behind placebos. Your brain fills in the gaps.
For a second, it kind of sounds like a piece of the amoeba, like you know how like the powerhouse of the cell is the
the mitochondria is the placebo. The placebo is the powerhouse of the mind.
Yes, that's what it sounds like, but you know that's exactly what it means right there.
I'm gonna get rid of these center ones, and here we see the production of a sine wave in SFM. Actually, no, yeah, this is a sine wave since it starts at 0. It's a very, very fast wiggle. But what I'll do is I'll grab all of these points and then I'm going to extend them outwards. Very nice. And I'm going to extend it out even further.
Dang, I was hoping that project would end exactly at 4:20.
Yeah, big sad.
Big sad boy hours.
But what happens if you make it to base 69?
I could. Oh, I could do 6 minutes. Oh no, there is no 90 seconds.
Damn it. Well, if it was 7 minutes and 30 seconds, then it's 6 minutes and 90 seconds.
True, yeah. Let me try that out. Okay, I think I have.
Cool.
Zero. That should be good.
Alright, so I might just get rid of this card because it was a good theory. But hey, that's just a...
Well, you just like completely cut off right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait. Oh yeah, definitely no one was turned on.
Alright. So it looks like this is pretty good for rendering at the moment. But I feel like I need to tone down the sun just a bit. Can someone turn down the sun?
Well, perfect. Actually, if you render that, I can put it in the progress, because I'm actually finished with the progress right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like things are wrapping up pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
It really is. I mean, I actually finally started working on yours and Red Ace's part, because I was just like, man, I need to think of how I want to actually start putting the scene together. And you're gonna see it in a second. I mean, of course, I was working on the lighting and scene building first, but once you see it, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I see what you're going for. I think you'll like the idea. I have to kind of explain it more like privately, so that no spoilers, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
But I think you'll like the theme. I can't tell you it is Fallout themed, but that's very vague, so people won't understand.
Wait, sorry. What is this? What are you talking about?
The theme of the scene is Fallout.
Right.
Related,
Yeah.
but you'll see like what I mean. Because if I say that out loud, it's not really spoiling for anyone, because they're like, Fallout, that could beat anything. Because
Yeah.
this scene is it's got that Fallout-esque style, like crumbliness and stuff. So
It's got that ruined vibe.
that really vibe. But yeah, it's still very neat how you did your because I'm like scrubbing through, and I'm like, wow, it's neat to see things from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the big things that I always like about like live streams and all that sort of stuff. It's always about the difference between the final product and the actual process it took to make there, and like how one final product can look pretty good and pretty similar in quality to another final product, but the process that each artist took to actually get to that final product is always nice to see. All of the different routes that it took.
Yeah, and I remember watching you know, some of the streams and like how you know, took into consideration certain things to kind of like explain the story of how, you know, you started from the beginning and then where you are now. And I really like seeing, like, I think one of my favorite things that they don't do in movies anymore. Like when you buy DVDs, they never have behind the scenes anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what I love to see, is seeing how they made it in the process. You know?
Yeah.
'Cause you can learn a lot.
You can learn a hell of a lot from not only like just the actual techniques, but also the tenacity of the people behind the project as well. Like, it's always good to see the amount of effort that it takes to do something like what we see in the movies and whatnot.
Exactly, yeah, and it's like appreciating the craft. Like,
Yeah.
I think, what was it? The Avengers. I mean, I know like 99% of the movie is green screen, but seeing like them flying and like seeing all the CGI get put together, like especially those compilations where CGI artists like show you the amount of layers that they put just for one shot.
Just for
Bless
one
their
shot.
eyes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And like, you think about, have you seen Lord of the Rings?
I think I have,
Yeah,
but
you know-
I've never seen any behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's fair. That I was actually there on the scene of the Lord of the Rings. Not while I was filming, but I went to Hobbit Town in New Zealand, which, if you haven't been, I do highly recommend it because they talk about everything. And I also recommend visiting the Weta Workshop, which is actually the production company that built everything in Lord of the Rings. And they also build a whole bunch of other things, and they've got this amazing tour, which, if you're really interested in the filmmaking process, highly recommend checking out the Weta Workshop. It's a very good place. Anyway, so the Weta Workshop is one part of like a big tour, and then the other part is actually Hobbit Town itself. And both sides talked about the specific tree that I think it's like the specific tree that Frodo lives in. And you can see like it's a big grand tree, and it's on screen for 7 seconds. And it took like something obscene like 96 months just to make that tree. Because they had to make each individual leaf manually, and then all of the branches or everything like that, all of that was done by hand manually after for the process of 2 or 3 years, and it's on screen for 7 seconds.
Well, hey, that's dedication, and then plus too, I think that the crazy thing about that movie is there was a lot of forced perspective.
Yeah.
Which I think is crazy to think about, because they're all the same height essentially, but in the movie they really make them look much smaller, and I think that's a work of art in itself that people do not realize.
There's so many tricks in filmmaking that you just and the other thing as well is actually ad making, especially food ad making, because I'm pretty sure it's like an FCC legislation in pretty much all of the developed worlds that if you're making something about food, the food actually has to exist. Like, it has to be real food that you're capturing. It can't be animated food. I think that's something that happens. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. But the amount of robotics and technical skills that goes into filming these ads, especially when it has to be done real life, is incredible. There's this little compilation about all of these little tricks that happens. In a pizza ad, they would screw the pizzas down, and then they'd make this mixture of cheese, cream cheese and glue, like pasted glue, that then they slather onto the sides of the pizza, and then when they lift up one of the slices, it makes that delicious looking stringy cheese that's just perfection. But it's just glue and cheese.
Yeah, that's what they do with the with cereal. Like when they take pictures for cereal, that milk in there is actually all glue because regular cereal makes the cereal look soggy.
Yeah.
And glue, because it's the same color, it makes it look very. Honestly, it's weird because I'm like, man, that looks so good. I could just, take a bite out of it, and I realize, oh, that's glue.
Actually.
I don't wanna bite into that.
But then I'm just like, oh wow, this brings me back to year 1.
Yeah, and
Delicious glue.
Yeah, it's like eating glue.
Delicious.
The crazy thing about it too is like, those like when they start pouring the drinks into like cups and stuff.
Yes.
Like a lot of times, like I saw this one where they put a cup on like a thing that spins, and then they dropped the lemon and they spun the cup like super fast.
Lemon?
And in the or lime or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they spun the cup, and in the footage in post, they slowed it down, and it was like the most beautiful spin that you've ever seen. It made like the water flow out and the ice like spin. It was so cool.
And then there's also the ones where it's using like those high-powered technical robotic arms. I've seen one where it grabs the glass and then it does a motion where it brings down like in an S sort of curve, and then as it does it quickly, you can see on like as it goes to the right, some liquid gets punted into it, and then it goes to the left, and then the limes and lemons gets punted into it, and then goes to the right, and then all the ice gets punted into it, and there's water going everywhere, and it happens in like a 1/10 of a second, and then they slow it down, and it looks fantastic.
So good, yeah.
Yeah.
They did a great job.
But moving back to films and crazy stuff, the film Surf's Up. Have you seen it?
Oh, I love that movie so much.
Did you know they invented VR to make that film?
Really?
Yeah, they invented VR. It's sort of like definitely big prototype version of VR, but the way they actually captured the camera motions was an actual human being holding a camera, looking through the viewfinder to seeing the unrendered version of the animation, so that he can track around it in real time as if it was actually there in the animation. So they invented VR to make the camera motions in that film. And you talk about it, and they invented inside-out tracking. That's when you've got a camera on the device that looks towards to see some specific markers on the outside world, so that it can like track where it is in space. So they invented inside-out VR tracking to make the camera motions in that film. They've made a documentary about it, and it's fantastic. I highly recommend looking at it. So Surf's Up VR camera. It's crazy.
Yeah, because the thing is, Surf's Up came out in 2007 must have been a great year. That's when Halo 3 came out, and all these good movies. That's almost 13 years ago and they started creating a prototype version of VR.
Yeah.
Because I remember like the camera angles in that movie were amazing, and I was like, man, I wonder how they did that. And you're right, like it makes sense now that they did that. That's crazy, the technology.
Because like you can animate camera motions, but it always looks artificial. But if you actually stick a camera on a human and then have the human control things like the zoom and the sliding and the focusing, that's when you actually get those naturalistic the camera motions, because it's made by a human. And it looks like it was, and it was like the HTC Vive, one of the first. My dog. I think that's actually a delivery. I just have to go check real quick. 1 second.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Dogs are going mental. Just amuse the chat for a bit.
Oh, okay. I gotta go to the restroom. Okay, so.
It'll be, yeah. The sounds of silence. Must have jumped in at just the right time. Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, hey, Jack. How's it going?
Trying to make the dogs have some positive feedback anytime they actually bark at the mailman when he comes up to the house. Not only when he's just in the street, but when he actually comes up to the house. That's when I want them to bark. So that they alert me when there's a delivery. So they did, and then they did well.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Wait, what the fuck? When did you get in here?
Literally about on stream the second, hey, entertain the chat, and I just like jumped in despite the delay. Said, I got you.
I had returned.
Ah, excellent
Because
work.
he left too.
Oh, well,
'Cause
brilliant.
as soon as you left, he had to go to the bathroom. So,
Oh,
you know,
okay. Well, then, and you popped in, was like, I guess this is my chance. This is my calling.
Yeah, this was my time to slide right on in.
Slide right in onto the S stream
Unfortunately, nobody answered the
SVC.
call.
Yeah, that's a bit sad, but that's okay. That's alright. I've just been rendering my my scene for the past
Oh, I was
little
like,
bit.
That poker themed after shot.
Yes.
I was
What's
just
up?
It's
about to
just
put
an
it in
after
the
shot.
What's that? What's that, AJ? What were you saying?
Oh, I was about to put the current progress in the server, but then I was like, oh wait, I just realized that you were rendering your stuff, so I'm gonna wait before I put it in
Fair.
there.
Fair.
Oh, actually,
Almost
I think your
August,
part
boy.
is behind a little bit.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Hold up. Boom, doom, doom, ding, 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 ding,
Something
ding, ding,
totally
ding,
new
ding.
again, this render.
Free Wi-Fi anywhere. Boom.
Get free Wi-Fi anywhere you go.
And yet, we have it nowhere.
Yeah, it's like a
I
mega
love
scam.
Spectrum.
I love it so much, but like it's such a good meme.
Yeah, because it's like the weirdest voice that you've ever heard anyone do. It's like, get Wi-Fi anywhere. Hold up.
Boom boom. Ding, 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 ding.
It's like those like really bad phone ad commercials.
Yes.
Are you
Yes.
tired of having to pay for internet and not have it? Well, have no fear. You can get it for free and get it anywhere.
Get free Wi-Fi anywhere you go.
For
Yes.
free?
Mm.
Alright. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna mute my mic because I actually have to hear this because it's not synced correctly,
Mm.
but it was supposed to be. Bro, imagine like rendering the whole project and then uploading it on YouTube and it's just all black. And we're all like in a party, like which is the premiere party.
Mm.
It's just all black on YouTube and it's like, all right,
Mad
like,
World
we have
starts
a
playing.
Mm.
big sad boy hours.
Man.
Alright, let's
Hey,
see
you're
what's
coming
going
up on a special stream here.
What?
Yes.
What? What? You haven't
You're
played
on
Tuber
stream number
Simulator?
65.
Yes, I am on stream 65. And in 4 streams time, it's going to be a party.
Yeah. It'd be a nice party.
It'd be
I
a
gotta be
very
there for that.
nice party. So how has your day been trucking there, Mr. Film Shot?
Well, the day is coming to a close, but the day has been chucking and chucking well.
Very good. Are you still working at the prison? Are you still in prison?
Hell no.
Okay.
I got out months ago. I
Very
think.
good.
I think I got out. What's the definition of freedom?
Not America. Oh!
Oh, that's right. We have taxes. Yeah, no, I left
Okay.
that place back in October. Oh, so going on a year after October.
Good news.
Good news, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because over the summer they called me on their hands and knees and says, "Would you please come back?"
No.
I'm not joking about the hands and knees part. I made them get on their hands and knees.
And you still didn't go?
It still didn't go. Yeah. Warden? I don't want to be warden.
Mm.
Yeah, because at that place, after I left, 9 COs simultaneously after I left also left. I was holding that place together like super glue, and now these days I hear it's not so great.
Mm.
Yay.
Mm.
Alright, your part's synced now.
Wait. Hang on a sec. My brain is preoccupied with something else.
No problem.
Mr. AJ, how's it going?
Doing pretty alright. Working on the work in progress video right now.
And July's almost over.
I know. I definitely, for sure, I know I'm gonna be able to finish in time. Because I have all of August and September, and in October I think it's just gonna be like finalization, promotional stuff, and whatnot. So hopefully everything goes well.
Hmm.
Yeah, because as time comes by, I slowly just touch up whatever I can. It's like, oh, didn't notice that before. Let's fix that. I do
Yeah.
kind of want to do a slight change. Although I haven't seen other people's parts, but I see a lot of them reusing their OCs.
Yeah, you're probably gonna see a lot of progress now, which I'm about to upload. I think once his part's finished rendering, I'm gonna pop it in.
I only see whatever you. Yeah, I only see whatever you put up in the. I'm guessing your public section.
Yeah, I usually well, I stopped putting it on my personal server, but on the collaborative,
Yeah.
I've worked on a few more stuff, so you're gonna see a lot of changes. Pretty much almost everything's finished. The only thing I gotta change for a lot of the scenes is either adding background characters or fixing some of the lighting and maybe some like eye twitching and stuff. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
Mm. And I'm just starting to notice a whole bunch of things that I need to fix up on my end. I'll render this out and send you that, but I will have to render it again. Just because I've seen, like, for example, Quillo's costume is clipping through his foot there, which is always nice to see. I've got some levitating bottles here, and then the lighting does look very, very flat, so I'm gonna have to make it a little bit nicer, especially in like the background here. But that's going to be something later, I reckon.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's to give the people in the project an idea of like where the progress is and whatnot.
What is crack-a-lackin'?
What's crackling? Yeah, and maybe some what's it called, inspiration, based on like, oh, he did that. Well, what if I'm right after him, so maybe I should transition. Blah blah blah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, speaking of transitions, I probably should get on Nick's and see what he has. I actually haven't seen his part yet.
Oh, you haven't? I'm about to upload that. Perfect.
I don't recall I have. I know you probably uploaded it, but I never looked at it. Because I think while watching him work on it, there was a transition, and it's like it just sits there, and then mine's next with like a pan out. And I'm like, that doesn't quite fit. I want him to go in, and then me go out. That way the transition could be somewhat smoother. Maybe. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, whoa.
Hello.
Oh, sorry. I would normally be talking a little bit more. I'm just kind of like matching the audio. So if I have it playing through my headphones, even though it's like all the way low, I can't hear. It'll blow my ears out.
Yeah, fair. And my brain is shutting down. Like a long time ago, almost 30 minutes ago, Sunset Watcher says, "Is your OC wearing a Jailhouse Rock shirt?" And my answer to that is, I don't think so. Did My Chemical Romance make Jailhouse Rock?
Jailhouse Rock. I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what that is. But if they did, then yes. If they didn't, then no.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, it's Elvis Presley.
Ah.
No, I don't think that is Jailhouse Rock.
No.
It looks like it, but it's more of a emo band, so to speak. There's a parade that when I was young, that my father took me into the city.
Score and 2 years ago.
That's a reference to the song.
Yeah, young man. But did they tell you that you'll become the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned?
No, but he did tell me that I would get a what's the lyric in the song where it's like
That you'll carry on, even though you're dead and gone. Believe me, your memory will carry on.
it's like I'll give you like it sounded like prophet or something like that. It's like you'll be given this
You'll be
something.
given question mark and profit.
Yeah, I forgot, man. I need to hear this song again.
She said, "Son, when you grow up, you will be the savior of the mountain, the beaten and the damned." I don't think it's mountain. The broken, sorry. Savior of the broken. My bad. I'm not a true My Chemical Romance fan. Yeah, that was I think My Chemical Romance was a big thing in my friend group at school, and then I realized that I didn't actually have any friends. So
I still see shadows in my... Yeah, that was big back in 2006. I remember in middle school, like, I heard that song, I was like, damn, this is a good song.
damn.
But then I had to pay for it, so I was like, ah.
I'm 14 and this is deep.
It's like, yo, bro, it just kind of like touches the soul, you know?
Yeah.
It's a good song. It still holds up today, honestly. I mean, I listen to it like...
I mean, now you have your nostalgic values associated with it, so...
Yeah, and it's funny too, because like, I think earlier in the stream, you're like, I wonder what he's making. It's another music video.
Yep.
Damn right it is.
Wow, AJ's playing Source Filmmaker. I wonder what he's making. Probably another music video, Lamau.
Another music. I think pretty much how every project comes up is like, I'll be like laying in bed and I'm like, that's a good song. I think I'll make a music video out of it.
That's a good song. Time to make a music video. Time to ruin it with ponies.
Time to horsify it.
Let's get horses in there.
I wonder if anyone's ever made like any of the music videos that have been made using ponies, if any of the actual artists have ever seen like that version, because I know some artists, like, they'll go on YouTube and they'll type in the song and see how like the views and stuff are doing. And they'll be like, what is this, MLP SFN? Let me click on it, and they'll be like,
Gross.
Pretty
Exterminate.
Sure KDA, I think, saw theirs with Red
delete
Ace.
copyright strike. Oh, that'd be bad.
Did you guys see the fuck, what's the song called? It's a Kesha song. And there was this furry animator who made a music video to it as her final year project. And then Kesha saw it and was like, why is this being restricted? This shouldn't be restricted. Like, fucking release that now.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's the one that had like a blue, like,
Yeah, the blue
furry animal
wolf,
with the
the
red
blue
dress.
wolf one.
Oh, that's the same person that made Hell of a Boss and
Yes,
Captain Hotel.
that's the one.
I do know at Team 4-Star, when they were doing their abridged series.
There it is, Die Young.
The
Vivzy Pop, that's her name. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and with their, I think with their Dragon Ball Z stuff, the people who did Dragon Ball Z initially were, because they kept getting copy striked, Team 4-Star was.
Mhm.
But the people who did Dragon Ball Z originally, it's like, stop, this stuff's good.
Yeah. This stuff's really good. Stop that right now.
It's like, yeah, you darn corporations and your darn copyrights, knock it off.
Okay.
It was a battle, if I recall, because it was like the lawyers and corporations that
Mhm,
Dragon Ball
mhm.
Z was tied to was the one fighting it, and the owner of Dragon Ball Z was like, no, let him do it.
Stop it.
This is fine.
Get some help.
Yeah, stop. Get some help.
That's me trying to make a rainbow SFM broke. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Didn't work. Doesn't work. Okay, so I will take off the bandings here. Cool. Do you want me to get rid of the card in my render of my progress there, Mr. AJ?
You can keep it for now, just to give people an idea of like what. I mean, obviously that's not gonna be the transition, but it tells
Mhm.
people like, oh, I mean, I would remove it for now,
Mm-hmm.
just so that I may do a test with the green screen,
Mhm.
and it'll already be gone, so that I can see what the transition will look like.
Yeah. But you can see, if you just have a look at my stream real quick, that everything in the scene is exactly the same. Going down to the table. The only thing that's different, of course, is that ashtray, because I don't know where the fuck that ashtray is. But
That's
even like
crazy.
the bottle is exactly the same. So you can see me moving between them. So I've synced it up so that everything that you can see of mine is... Oh, I can even go even further. So everything you can see of mine is synced up perfectly with your camera motion and your character in the scene. So if you see it just halfway here, I'm just going to go through it slightly. So my camera motions exactly match yours, and it goes to my shot here. So I'm going to render all of it, and then you can determine when exactly does it turn from your screen to my screen.
Perfect.
Yep.
Sounds like a plain-a-roni.
That sounds like a plain-a-roni. Cool. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. I will render your part in the front, just so you can sync it up easier.
Thank you.
And then that should be all good. And then this black screen here leads directly onto Red Ace's submission. Save, render as. Should I render it in 60 frames or 24 frames? That's my question. I'm gonna render it in 60 frames first.
60 frames a second?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do 60 if you want, because I mean,
And then you
what's
can
it called? So
you can do the vicious crushing.
oh yeah. Dude,
Full...
once you export it to 24, you're gonna be like, dang, I never thought I'd see the day. 24 frames.
My baby.
No, she's been shrunk.
But I do have to skedaddle breadis. I gotta join up some leftover bread with some breadis.
Yep, that's
Bars,
okay.
bread.
Go get your left bread. I probably also need a skedaddle too, because I need to call the motorcycle tire shop to get my motorcycle tiles repaired. My motorcycle tires, yeah, not tiles. Motorcycles
Plural.
don't have tiles.
Tiles.
Yeah, I need to replace my motorcycle tires because they're getting a bit bald, which is not good.
Oh yeah, definitely don't want.
What if mine went flat? The rear.
That's
you
not a
can-
good thing to have happen.
You can send that either personal or in the server, and then I'll drop it in,
I'll put it in the server, yeah,
and I'll just download it. We'll be good to go.
and we'll be Gucci fam.
I mean, well, perfect. Well, it was definitely a pleasure. It was very fun.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, it's very
nice
fun.
lighting, by the way.
Yes, I had to redo the lighting on that one. I essentially redid the entirety of that first last scene. The last scene in my submission is actually the first animation that I posted on YouTube, and I had to pretty much redo all of it because it was shit. But that's okay, because it was my first animation I put on YouTube. So
We all start from somewhere.
we all start from somewhere. The shit squalor.
Alright, fellas. Well, y'all have a great rest of the day, night, evening, whatever time it is over there.
Mm-hmm. It's day.
Peace.
You.
All right, cool. And I will have to say goodbye to my stream as well, because I will be popping off. And I will have to say goodbye to you as well, Film Shot, because I will be needing to call some people and do some actual life stuff. So, yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, but...
That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Well, I guess I'll see you later.
See you later, sir.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, sir. Goodbye. And then also to
Where's
you,
the
Stream. We are now very old men. Yes.
Oh.
Can't
Find the button.
Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. I will see you, Marine Never, because I'm probably going to die soon. But that's okay. That's okay. Who are you again? Is that...
Why are we here?
Jimmy, is that you?
I was told there was biscuits.
Biscuits? Are you talking about, the type of biscuits you put in tea? Because I would love some biscuits
No.
right now.
I'm talking about the kind that you put in, like, with an egg and you eat it.
Why
Wait,
would...
those are muffins.
Why would you have biscuits with egg? Why would you do that? That
It's like a sandwich,
Biscuits,
you know? All the
biscuits,
hipsters love that stuff.
sandwich, but there's like sugary stuff in a biscuit. You know, it's designed to be eaten with tea. I don't understand why you'd have it with like, what did you call it, egg? Why would you put egg on a
Oh,
biscuit?
that's right. I forgot. Your biscuits are different than ours.
I
Oh,
wanted to have like an
interesting.
hour-long discussion about that. About two old men not understanding the difference between the different nationalities'
Yeah.
biscuits.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Sugar? I got butter on mine.
Why would you put butter on your biscuits? There's...
Well,
It's,
you see,
butter is
it's
a
very
savory
good this
thing.
way.
But butter... But... Why would... No, you put like...
But-
You put sugary cream on it. You know, the stuff
Oh,
that you
you
put
put-
on Oreos, you put on a biscuit. Oh, those are
You know,
always the
oh.
best biscuits in my family.
Butter goes on biscuits because they're dry. And you
What?
are supposed to have jelly. That
No.
sometimes if you don't put the egg and sausage with it.
But
Breakfast.
but jelly, no, you don't put jelly on a biscuit. Jelly is something you just eat on its own, or you put ice cream on it. Jelly is something
It's a
completely
donut.
different.
No, it's a biscuit.
No, biscuits
I
are
mean-
different. Biscuit, you
What are you
put,
talking about? It's
you're meant to put
hard.
biscuits in milk. You make it to make it
No,
less dry.
no.
You eat it that way. You put it in the. You put biscuits in milk. Maybe have some.
Oh, we put it-
All of this discussion's given me chest palpitations. Ah!
and then it just ends with a heart attack.
Again. What are we talking about again?
What? I think you were talking about incorrectly eating biscuits.
Well, it's a breakfast item, you know?
Breakfast? Why would you have... Oh, I suppose if you had a tea with breakfast, you'd have biscuits with your tea, but... Biscuits aren't
for
exactly a
breakfast,
breakfast item.
We have
It's more
iced
like a
tea for
dessert.
breakfast, never hot
Biscuits
tea.
are for desserts.
What? No, it's a breakfast item.
What?
You eat it.
No. Well, I mean, you could have a breakfast biscuit, but that's like if you have oats in it and things, like, and it's designed to be like... I think I had a product called, Vita Biscuits or something.
I should put an Australian accent.
Oh, I think I had an item called, Vita Biscuits or something. And that's what you can kind of have for breakfast. And,
All right, that's
Say,
it. Bye.
no cheese and crackers dessert.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. I'm ending the
We go on
stream.
for hours with that one.
Yeah, we
couldn't
could do that. Yeah. All right.